breathtaking change, almost beyond belief. A constant state of development, evolution, expansion. In the blink of an eye, they've a seat at the top table, a true global superpower. Whether you're all about tradition or the nouveau riche, you can't deny it's impressive. Getting to the top is one thing, staying there, quite another.
At this pace you could catch
Hamilton just took 0.6 of a second.
If we could get close to him, we will have you 6/10 fast to the flag and attack as much as possible.
I'm pushing, don't worry.
So here's how the grid will line up for the 2015 Chinese Grand Prix, with Lewis Hamilton taking his first pole position of the season, out-qualifying his teammate Nico Rosberg to the top spot by over 1.5 tenths. Third place is occupied by the Australian and Malaysian Grand Prix pole sitter Vettel, with both Williams of Bottas and Massa line astern in 4th and 5th place respectively. Daniel Ricciardo out-qualifies his teammate to take 6th, with an impressive performance from the Sauber driver of Felipe Nasr in 7th. The lone force Indy in Q3 of Hulkenberg took 8th, with Carlos Sainz and Daniel Kvyat rounding out the back row of the top 10 for China.
What's going on, guys? Aarava here. Welcome back to my F1 Ultra Mod Career Mode Season 3. We're back here today for the Chinese Grand Prix. And I need to say before the episode starts, at the moment over the weekend I've actually developed a really bad sore throat at the moment, so apologies if in the middle of the race or the episode there's a bit of some weird audio, if my voice goes a little bit weird. It's just a very bad sore throat at the moment, but I'm going to power through here on a Saturday to record this commentary for you guys for Ultramod, so be sure to smash that like button and show your support. It really does mean a lot, you know, especially right now F1 is quite slow on YouTube, you know, the hype's kind of dying down, and it really means a lot, guys, for all this continued support, especially on this series, because so many hours go into trying to make these episodes as awesome as possible. So really thank you again, just a little thank you note to you guys for the support on the first 2 episodes, and hopefully it can continue for the rest of the season. But anyway, we're here at China, and as you can see we've got the blue wall tyres on, so full wet conditions here at China. Just love it, just love it. 2 out of 3 of the races already in full wet conditions, or it's at least some sort of wet conditions here in Ultramod so far. I really hope this is not a pattern, because I actually prefer some dry racing. But anyway, we're here at China, not my favourite circuit, so hopefully we can do okay still. I think on the dry tyres we'll have better kind of pace, and I'm hoping that it will get dry eventually, because it's not 100% chance of rain. It's only, you know, roughly about 50 or whatever it is on there on the monitor. So hopefully it will dry out eventually towards the end of the race, and we can get some good pace here. From Malaysia, if you haven't missed that one, do go check it out on the channel. Really solid result for us, but also we saw a surprise winner there, so if you want to find out who that is and you haven't seen it yet, do go check that out, part number 2 at the Malaysian Grand Prix. But anyway, we're at part 3, China, usual stuff here for Ultramod at the back, realistic damage. The stall mod is going to come really into play here in the full wet conditions, so without further ado, let's get straight to the grid for the Chinese Grand Prix. Right, so here we are, guys, for the Chinese Grand Prix. We are revving up to 5 red lights for 56 laps ahead of us of the Shanghai circuit, and we are off straight away towards turn 1. I'm going to take it very cautiously, as usual, with the realistic damage mod installed on, but a lot of spray coming off Steven's car, as usual, with the storm mod. That's going to affect us quite a lot through the race, so I'll be hoping that it does dry out eventually, at least getting to intermediate conditions, because the wet conditions are so tough. I mean, in a good way. It's so challenging and so much fun when you get it right. So we're coming through down into turn 2 now, going very slowly. A lot of oversteer happening at this point in the race, and we're going down the inside of the manor there, having to get a bit brake checked by Jenson Button in the McLaren. So we're back down to 18th from what was 16th briefly there. We've got Pastor Maldonado right ahead of us, so we're going to have to be very careful of him. Really don't want him to take us out here, but we go very cautiously into this brake zone. We can see the cars are actually going 3 wide, 4 wide indeed, into this corner. We've got Nico Hulkenberg, I think this is, or maybe Perez. It's Perez being squeezed out there, and we're going to go side by side with Maldonado. Please, Maldonado, can we just get around you? Yes, we can. We just about squeeze round him, and Perez up ahead. Brilliant little squeeze round. I think that was a McLaren there. So now onto the end of lap 1. We're going okay. You can see I'm going very, very cautiously into that hairpin because I just don't know what the braking zone is going to be like. You know, my first laps here at China in the full wet conditions, so I'm not too sure what's going on. We've got a bit of a scrap here between Perez and Alonso, and we've broken our front wing. We've even got a front puncher there. Thankfully, we're right by the pits, so, oh god, we're doing a bit of a Hamilton there as we go into the gravel, but we're straight into the pits now, so I was going to say Perez was actually making a beautiful little move around the outside of Alonso, so he's very punchy at the start of this Grand Prix, but unfortunately there, we just got brake checked a little bit by Alonso. I smashed into the wall, and that is basically, well, you can't say much more apart from that's the realistic damage for you. That is the realistic damage for the first time this season properly coming into effect and kind of affecting our race there. So unfortunately, I mean, you know, it could have been a lot worse. We could have had that crash somewhere else on the circuit. We were right there by the pit, so not too much of a time loss. We can easily try and catch that back up, especially in clean air, but that is a little bit unfortunate. But we're on to lap 4 now. Immediately, as I just said, we can catch these guys up. The Ferrari has the pace. It's a very fast car compared to most of the cars on this grid. So as long as we've got clean air, we could catch back up to them, especially the Manor cars, and we have done after only 3 laps later. So we've overtaken Rossi there. Can we go down the inside of Stevens? He's squirming around a little bit. I've squirmed a little bit on the exit of that corner, but we've just managed to get it up into 17th place. A lot of squirming there. Actually, that was a bit of an under-exaggeration there. I completely lost the car on the exit of that corner. So we're up to 17th place, though. So on to lap 6 now. We're closing up on the pack a little bit. We can see a car in the pits. So I believe that's Button in the pits now. So let's see, do we overtake him? Yes, we do. So we're up to 16th place now. So we've got to try and catch up the pack. You can see in the mini-map there, just briefly, the pack is there. And by lap 9, we have caught up to the pack. So clean air's allowed us to do that. Also, because they're in a pack, obviously, they're sort of slowing each other down with the dirty air. So this is sort of like the actual proper start of our Grand Prix now, as we're on the back of the kind of main pack, as you could kind of call it. We've gone down the inside of Alonso pretty damn easily there. Obviously, the McLaren, really big lack of downforce here at China. Obviously, they've probably taken more downforce off to try and counteract the Honda engine down these straights, whereas here in the Ferrari, we've got a really good setup going on. I think I've pretty much nailed the setup here for China. We've got really great straight line speed down to the hairpin. I actually nearly rear-end Maldonado there. We got very, very close, as I just can't spot the braking zone with so much spray. Even the racing lines are not visible there for me, so it's very, very tricky, but very, very challenging, and we're closing up on Maldonado, though, through the next few corners. Can we get him on the pit straight? Just look at the amount of spray. This mod is absolutely fantastic. You can't even see the rain light a little bit there. It's so hard to see, but we just make a very bold move down the inside there into turn 1 at the start of that curling right-hander, and we're up into 14th place. And we're actually on the back of the Sauber. Can we go down the inside of Nazar? Ooh, we think about it, but he sort of closed the door, but then we swap around the outside here. Lost the car a little bit, but we do skate around the outside, you must say, and we've got up into 13th place. Nazar there with a lot of lack of grip. Looks like all the cars are struggling a lot on its full wet conditions, and less so me because of the Ferrari. It's such a good car in this career mode so far, so it's really working well for us to try and get up and counteract the fact that we start from P20. So now onto lap 11. A few laps later, we're on the back of Carlos Sainz Jr. in the Toro Rosso, moving to the inside of the circuit. Can we get him before the swooping right-hander of the kind of hairpin style corner down the inside? Very close to Grosjean there. We managed to make the move stick, but again, getting very, very close to a Lotus car there. I don't know what it is. We're cutting it very, very fine. You know, we could easily, that could have been 2 more crashes like the one we did on Alonso there. We got oh so close to Grosjean there, but now on the exit of the corner, look at that. Grosjean with a lot of lack of traction there off the corner, and the speed we've got on this setup here. Just once again, the setup's just I think I'm running 2-1 wings, which is just absolutely perfect here at China for us. Even in the wet conditions, obviously, on this game doesn't affect it too much, and it's just working an absolute treat down the straights. We're getting so much good speed, and we're up into 11th place now. So we'll look on the back of Ericsson, hopefully, in the next few corners, and then, well, there's a bit of a gap after Ericsson, so we're just going to have to kind of keep our heads down and keep on pushing on and hopefully getting some more good points. Obviously, Ericsson, we can get him here, maybe into turn 1 like we did with Maldonado. This will be the first points-paying position in this race by lap 12. We tried to go down the inside. He's given us a bit more of a fight than Maldonado did. He sort of squeezed us onto the apex, onto the curbing there, but we've just managed to squeeze through for 10th place. So we are into the points now. Max Verstappen is the next car ahead. He's not too far ahead, but then after him, there is quite a sizable gap to the kind of pack ahead, you must say, for the top 8. So we're gonna have to just keep our head down and try and get that later on in the race. But now on to lap 12, we're closed up to Max. We tried to have a little look down the hairpin here, but we just didn't work out. But at the moment, it is actually starting to, it's stopped raining. My engineer has told me that it's slowing down. As we come through the next section, you can see the spray sort of almost disappears a little bit there as we come through, and we make a sweet move down the inside of Max Verstappen into the pit lane. So that is a very strange move. At the time, I was very surprised I even made that move work. For some reason, Max sort of left the door open a little bit, and we just took it. We just took it. You have to take those kind of opportunities when they come to you. But now we're into the pits now for the intermediate tyres. I said my engineer told me it basically stopped raining. It was kind of drying out. So it's time for the intermediate tyres. So hopefully this will help us a little bit more indeed, because I think I have definitely a lot more pace on the intermediates and the dry tyres versus the wet tyres. So hopefully we can get our head down and try and catch the pack up ahead. By lap 17, we have closed up on Danny Kvyat, which is good progress. You can see there's another big gap after Kvyat. So once we've overtaken, hopefully, the Russian, we're going to have to really get our head down, probably for a good few laps there until we see another car. But we still got to do the job on the Russian here in the Red Bull. He's going to place his car quite well. We're going to try and go around the outside. He's going to defend quite well down the inside, but we're just about going to get there. We squirt the throttle mid-corner to just kind of fend him off there, and we've just got that position for 7th place. So now the next car up ahead is Nico Hulkenberg, quite some way away. We come off that corner with some good speed, and now we can just go ahead. Look at the clean air we've got. But so far, the pace has not been amazing. Hamilton sets the fastest lap of the Grand Prix so far. The Mercedes up ahead, I'm guessing 1-2 or something like that, 1-3 maybe. They're really, really fast at the moment. I've got to pick my pace up. So now onto lap 20 here. You can see I'm on the right-hand side of the circuit there, as I'm actually trying to cool my tyres down, because by lap 20, it's actually dried out enough that I'm thinking it might be time for the dry tyres, because as you can see, look at that. Look, the spray just disappears. So I thought, yeah, we're going to go into the pit. Spontaneous choice. And I haven't even set my tyres yet. So we've got to set our tyres mid kind of in while we're in the pit lane to the prime tyres. I almost didn't change them. That would have been disastrous if we went into another set of intermediate tyres. But we made a very last minute call. I don't know if it's going to work out. We'll have to see. That's the kind of risk we have to take here, because, you know, we're down in 7th place. I want it to be a lot higher. I think my teammate is at least in P5 or above, so we need to try and make this risk to try and, you know, get up the field a little bit. You can see the spray still there in the pit lane, but hopefully around the track it'll be dry enough. We'll have to see if this risk works out. And by lap 23, 2 laps later, we've set a purple lap of the Grand Prix so far, and we've closed up on Kvyat after 2 laps after making a pit stop. So you must say, I think our little kind of what do you call it, risk has paid off, because we've closed up to Kvyat. We made an entire pit stop back on him, and he's still on the intermediate tyres. You can see the spray's still there on the apex, but on the racing line it's a lot drier than it was previously a few laps ago. And so we're closing up Kvyat, going down his inside there, and just a lack of grip there on the intermediates just shows that it definitely is time for the dry tyres. And by the end of the lap, end of lap 23, we're coming through down the pit straight, purple lap time again. We bang that in. We're up to 7th place at the moment, and we're coming through, closing up on Nico Hulkenberg here through turn 1. He's just come out of the pit, so his tyres are very cold, even colder now because of obviously the track is cold itself. We've just managed to go around the outside of him. A little bit of a tail swag on the inside of the apex there. He's on the soft tyres, so that's a good thing to know. We're on the primes. It looks like everyone else, I'm guessing, will be on the softer tyres, the option tyres. So we're on the slower tyre, but then eventually when we make another pit stop, we're going to swap over to the options. They're probably going to go to the prime, so it sort of works out. But we're up into 6th place, and the next person ahead is Sebastian Vettel. Now, it took us quite a while to catch up to Sebastian, lap 27 now, so we did really have to pump in some good solid lap times to try and catch up to Sebastian. But yet again, like Malaysia, like Australia, he's not been performing too well in the Ferrari. I'm really not sure what it is. I think, you know, a few of you, actually, I think one of you commented below in Malaysia that he might have Kimi's car, in effect, like, you know, like in real life, Kimi is not performing as well as Sebastian is in real life. Maybe it's sort of similar sort of thing. Sebastian just, I don't know, maybe he's hopped in Kimi's car for this career mode season, because he's just not doing too well, and we quickly get by him on lap 27. He doesn't really put up a hassle. I'm sure the team have told him to not hold me up because there's no point. I'm on a different strategy. I'm on the prime tyres and I'm going much faster than him, so I'm guessing the team just told him don't really put up a fight. Gone DRS, you know, straight line speed, easy move there, and thankfully, you know, that just shows hopefully that we've kind of got away from all our demons from season 2. We put all our kind of fighting behind us from Italy and whatnot, and that he's kind of, you know, able to respect me. I'm able to respect him, and he's able to let me by quite easily there and just happily go on with our 2 separate races. So from lap 28, we actually cut on all the way to lap 39. So that's 11 laps. A lot of time has passed. You can see the sun is now come out in China, and we're up into 4th place at the moment. That's only because Massa has made his pit stop. He's gone to the prime tyres. As I said before, I'm guessing all the AI runners were on options. They're now going to go to prime tyres. I'm still on the primes. Going to stretch them out for maybe 1 or 2 more laps, but we're then eventually going to go to the option tyres till the end. But we're coming through now down the pit straight. We're still in 4th place, but I think this is Nico Rosberg. Yes, it is. Nico Rosberg coming out the pit lane on the prime tyres, confirming what I just said, and we've come out into 3rd place right around the outside. Obviously Rosberg is on a different strategy. He'll probably get, you know, he'll get back past us once we've made our pit stop, but it's still kind of nice to actually see a Mercedes for the first time in this career mode. I don't think I've actually seen a Mercedes properly. I can't exactly remember, but I don't think we've seen a Mercedes in this career mode so far, apart from when Hamilton crashed out in Malaysia and Australia respectively. So now on to lap 40. I said pretty much a lap later. We come into the pit stops now, going to the option tyres. Rosberg's got back up to 3rd, like I said, so it's Hamilton from Bottas, Rosberg, and then it will be Massa, because Massa, I'm guessing, will overtake us here in the pits. If he doesn't, that'll be a miracle, but I'm guessing he's going to overtake us here, and then it's us in 5th place. There you go, up into 5th place, onto those the yellow wall soft tyres now, until pretty much the end of the Grand Prix. It's quite a stretch actually for the option tyres, but it's going to work because the AI stretches them quite a lot as well, so we can stretch them to the end. The team will probably tell us to make another pit stop because that's just how the game's going to work, but we can definitely stretch it out because the AI did as well. So we've come out in 5th place, no harm done. We haven't lost any positions. We've actually gained some net time against the AI, and on to lap 49 now. 8 laps later, we've closed up on Felipe Massa, been pushing so hard on these option tyres. Obviously, they rubber in after a few laps and you just gun it, and I've been trying to set my personal best lap times here around China. Now we've got DRS on Felipe Massa in the slipstream, and just look at the setup there, working an absolute treat with his Ferrari. I'm one with the car here at China. If it wasn't for that crash with Alonso at the start and a bit of a slow start in the wet conditions, I think we could have fought for the win probably with the pace we've got as we come through the final corner, whip it into onto lap 50 eventually, and we're up into 4th place there. Massa down to 5th, so that is absolutely awesome here. And now onto lap 50, we've got 6 laps after the Grand Prix. At this point, just settling down, thinking, yeah, this is pretty much going to be the end of it. We've got 19 runners, so 1 car is out. Not too sure who that is. I don't believe it's one of the Mercedes this time, so don't worry. I think Hamilton is still leading. So Hamilton, obviously, he's had 2 DNFs, so he's going to want to finish in that 1st place, and he still is in 1st place. But on to lap 51, coming through turn 1, we can see Verstappen going very slowly, very weirdly, and then we can see Rosberg. What on earth is he doing here? He was like a good 10 seconds up the road or something. I thought he was gone. I thought, you know, we're going to settle down for 4th place, but no. Rosberg going very, very slowly. We go around the outside of him, and he's got no front wing. He's made contact, I think, with Max Verstappen. So we are up into 3rd place of the Grand Prix. We have got a surprise podium here. Rosberg now getting the bad luck. The Mercedes, what on earth is on with them? First it was Hamilton in the first 2 races, and now Rosberg's got some bad luck in the 3rd race. So that is just tragedy for him. Obviously it's going to be good for his team. I bet Lewis is probably smiling in his helmet at the moment. But now we've got a surprising 3rd place podium. That's very awesome. I think we actually, you know, we got a little bit lucky with Rosberg, but for the pace I had, I think that's very much deserved because we had some really, really solid pace. Hamilton comes through for 1st place, confirming that. So that's 3 different winners in 3 races now in this career mode season. Absolutely awesome. Hamilton gets back in the championship, sort of, with that win. 25 points on the board, the first 25 points for him. Valtteri Bottas in 2nd place there, so he's done really well to get one up on his teammate who won last race, if you remember. If you haven't seen that episode, by the way, do go check that out in Malaysia. It was a really good race, and we saw Massa get his first win of the season, who comes home in 5th place that time. Our teammate, 7th place. I just don't know what's going on with Sebastian. I might have to talk to him after the race, maybe have a little bit of a debrief, you know, behind closed doors to try and help him out, because I would like to try and help him out and get his performance up, because as a team, we're not performing as we want to, and I definitely think we're going to have a little debrief and try and help him out with the setup and whatnot and get him up there. But the standings are like this. Rosberg with 53 points. I'm on 45, so we closed up on Rosberg there as he got unlucky at the very end of the Grand Prix. That's worked out in our favour. Massa still in 3rd place. Bottas up to 4th. Hamilton Hamilton straight up into 5th for that win. So that's actually showing how competitive the field is in this career mode so far, that Hamilton gets a win, is able to get straight back up there because the points are so close. Sebastian Vettel, our teammate, down in 9th place still with 16 points, on level with Felipe and Nasser. So that's really unfortunate. As I said, we are definitely going to have a debrief behind closed doors. But the Mercedes trying to find their feet again. They've still not got a 1-2 actually. So they've still not found their dominant feet like they did in last season that we have to try and battle through. So far so good actually. And it could be a promising start. And it's really good for me to see 3 different winners. That means that the season's going to be very spontaneous. And I think it's going to be very, very close. And that will help us when we have a few poor races like we sort of did today at the start with the crash with Alonso. But that's the constructors now. Mercedes first, Williams second, and Ferrari in third. Obviously, we were on level points, but now Williams had a really strong showing there. They got away from us by 9 points in the constructors. But that has been the Chinese Grand Prix, guys. I hope you guys have enjoyed that. Please do smash that like button. It'd be absolutely awesome if we could try and aim for 1,500 likes, guys. That'd be absolutely awesome. If you're new around here, then comment below what you thought. Subscribe new around here for weekly Formula 1 and other motorsport content. I've been aarava. I'm going to go now because my voice is absolutely starting to kill now. I'm just going to have to stop talking for the rest of the day, I think, on this commentary. But yeah, I'm going to go now. Hope you enjoyed that episode. Hope you enjoyed the rest of the day. And I will see you guys next time. Oh my god, I can't feel my neck. I can't feel my neck. My throat. Oh, my throat. I want to rip my throat out at this point in time. Oh my god.